So, it just depends. But I wasn't on the website because I got on it too and told them, I warned them that was going to happen. The market was going to run to the back end, so to look for it, and that was it. And then I got off. But, it depends. Usually I take them through the whole market. Do you have another question? Yes.
Yeah. So this one trade that you do, you set it up in the night and then you go to bed.
No, well, you could. I don't know that I've ever set it up at night. I usually do it in the morning because I need to know what the numbers are in the morning. So you really can't do it. But there are night trades you can do. If you watch the E-Mini, remember that word called gap? Boy, you're getting a lot out of me here today. This is good. The gap is always the gap the minute the market closes. So if you go to bed at night and there's a 7-point gap to either side, I'll tell you what, I'll take all the money out of my pocket and bet you it's coming down at least 1 point because it will. So when I can go to bed at night knowing I have a big gap and take 1 point and go to sleep, and I guarantee you I have never seen me not come back with money in them next morning when I wake up. But I don't mind it. Other people can't sleep knowing they got an open trade.
Do you have any stop?
No stop. Not on a 7-point gap. That's 70 points on the Dow. I'm going to bet that before the market, during the market time, but I'm betting. I'm a gambler. You're talking to a guy who's a card player. You're not. I'm a professional gambler. It's not like I'm not.
No, when you say you're a professional gambler,
it's all about odds, right? So,
yeah, are you a successful professional gambler?
Well, I make a decent living at it. It depends. I have a company that sponsors me as a poker player, and I don't talk very much when I play poker, so it's different. So I play poker a lot, and I have sponsors. Everything I do is sponsored. Pivotal Directions, I don't own a nickel of it. They're just a bunch of guys that I happen to be related to. But the guys that back me as a poker player, I think eventually I'll be, one of the great poker players of our time. But right now I'm just still learning. I'm good enough to make a living. I did it as a kid, I'm going regressing. Long hair, I never had long hair. We just said, look, I'm old. What the hell? I'm going to die anyway. Just might as well have a good time before I'm dead. That's what you. Any more? Or are we done?
Yeah, the 415 you said on Friday. Is this the day of the closing of the options, or
no?
Friday?
It's the week before.
Oh, the week.
Right? The week of options. You guys know this. You guys have all watched it. What happens on the Friday of options closing? Now they're gone. Next Friday, what's going to happen? This is a pre-prediction. Nothing. It's worthless. There's no value. They're not trying to get out of any positions. It's over. Whatever happened already expired. So Friday could be like Friday after next Friday could be nothing. I don't even care. But the week before, that's the one I'm looking for. Yeah, week before, it was yesterday. I'm just sitting there. Get me near a room. I got to get to a room. So that's like the day you can make more money than any other day. And you could look historically. It always runs up. Doesn't make a difference which one. It doesn't make a difference what month you pick. So the week before.
Usually around 3:15.
I played at 3:45. No, you could have done better at 3:15, but my 3:45 trade seems to work real well, so I just call it my 3:40. In the advanced book, which is not out, they'll talk about that 3:45 trade. But I call everything, that particular trade crazy because other traders will tell you not to trade after 3:30. I don't get it. You guys have been watching this. What happens between 3:30 and 4? Everything. Really, it's like
professional traders.
It's when they break down. It's when they break out. My God, I live for those, So it's just great opportunities to make money. Last 5 minutes of the market, I'm in. Just let me in. But for somebody that's never done it before, we tell them to take it easy, get used to it, watch your times. And we always tell you to watch your times. So the book does have what happens at different times, and that's important.
Is what you're saying is that the last 15 minutes, if it's been a down day like minus 200, then in that last 15 minutes it recovers just a hair.
Do you remember it the other day when it came all the way back 100 points?
In intraday, most of the time the gap closes.
Hey, put Friday up. Can you do it?
The days are up.
You can look at every day in the last half hour. Now, there was one day it broke down worse, right? But here was what you did in the 3:45 trade. You took the bounce at 3:45 long again, and you made your money, and it recovered. So I can't remember what day that was, but there was one day it really got killed, and then it bounced up real quickly at 3:45. 5-point bounce. I'm good with that. So you're just sitting there waiting for 3:45, and it hits that number, and I'm long.
So it doesn't matter where market is. You just go along at 3:45.
That's now. I don't want to patent that, but I'm saying that I go long at 3:45 pretty much every day. Hide me in a room I've had people sit with me while I'm trading, and I'll go, "You want to go long now?" And they'll look at me and go, "Are you crazy? Just do it." Because I always do it, and they go, "I'm not going," but I'll watch you do it. Okay, that's fine. But remember, I got the whole next day to recover. I mean, it's not like I'm going to get killed here. But remember this: that last part of the trade, whatever you carry over at any brokerage firm, if you have to carry a trade over, is $5,600. So you may only trade two, depending on how much you're trading. You may only trade one. So it does cut on your trade. Look what happened. This is Friday, right?
Yep.
Look what happened at Friday. Do you see the bottom there?
68.
Well, you were with me when I did 68, and I took 68 to 70, and then I actually caught the top end of that to the short side. But look what it did. It never stopped. It just freaking kept going.
Could you focus in a little?
Little,
I'm not sure we're seeing, okay.
Watch.
This is the,
This is the E-mini.
Go to 345. Go to 345 lines. Time.
Well, just go to the far right.
1545.
45.
Military time.
Now look where you are, and look what happens on the breakout. Now here it comes. It had a slight movement but then it never stopped. Look at 345. That's 1545. You can see where it took off, and it never stopped. I mean, you could have gotten in a little earlier than that, but you could see what it did.
The market stays up to 415.
Now keep in mind, remember this.
The S&P.
The shorts are covering. That's all you're seeing here. You're not really seeing anybody try. They're all getting out of positions. They want to be out of here. They got a 3-day weekend, and they want to go away. So they're looking to get out of there. Now, if you could you make a living on that trade? I mean, honestly, you can make a living on that trade.
because it does this every,
I've never seen a month that didn't. You can take the month before it did the same thing.
This is the month, the week before expiration.
Week before expiration.
And especially on a 3-day weekend.
Well, the 3-day weekend has just like an extra plus. I don't want to be in any position over a 3-day weekend either, and I have to think. Think about what can happen overnight too. Just keep in mind, what happens if if credit risk in China, and they're going to tighten in China? What happens if the Greeks say, well, it all fell through? Now, did anybody remember Thanksgiving?
Yes.
Did you remember waking up to a number that was like we were down 300 points or something to that degree? You could have played the futures, woken up to 68. I mean, I can't remember the exact number, but the number was horrific. I mean, we lost 40 points overnight. But a futures trader could buy. So a futures trader, I made 10 points because I woke up too late. I mean, if I would have gotten, I looked at that 68 and I missed it, but I certainly didn't miss the next 10 points coming up. And I said, I'm in. My computer still worked. So I was able to buy. So I made 10 points in Thanksgiving. And where other people said to me, well, my kids, I'm not trading until, the market opens. Well, you're stupid. I'm taking the 10 points. So you can trade whenever you want to.
so you got in, you bought at 15:45, you bought a call and then got out?
I didn't buy a call. I bought the E-Mini.
Okay, this
A contract.
the contract.
Right.
They just buy your stuff.
I left a lot of money on the table because I'm stupid, but I could have made a lot more than I did. But I made a good amount.
And in this case, was it down the whole day and they were covering? Is that what?
Go back a little bit and show them how bad this market was. Because it wasn't the whole day. It bounced up. See, it took off. It was just doing nothing, and then it took off. See where it went up, and then it went down. And then it was starting to make its move around 315. So you're pretty much that was the low of the day. You can see where it went down to 60 right out of the box. So if the market, the gap looked like it had no print. The 76.25 is the gap. So way up on the far right is the gap. So when the market opened, come all the way back to 930 so you can see what happened to it.